in the court. Judge Kirkman presiding. Today, we're going to talk about a very historic Utah event, the trial of Joe Hill. Joe Hill was a labor organizer. He was convicted of murder of a grocery store owner. But did he actually do it? Or was he framed because he was a labor organizer? There are many different accounts and primary sources that tell us different sides about what happened with Joe Hill. So many people think that he is innocent and that he was framed for simply belonging to a union. So today you guys are going to be going into Canvas and you're going to go down to the Joe Hill assignment and click on that. Now this is going to be in a Google form, so it's a little bit different of a format than you guys are maybe a little bit used to. So you'll have to click on this here. It'll take you to this Google form. All right, and you're going to need to use this website and this video to help you learn about the case of Joe Hill. So first, go ahead and watch this video and then answer this first question. Then you'll go use this website to answer these questions. So I'm going to go ahead and read the story to you as Judge Kirkman, the story of Joe Hill. Here's another picture of Joe Hill. On November 19th, 1950, the state of Utah executed a Swedish immigrant named Joe Hill, who was convicted of murder. His execution raised a lot of controversy. People around the world had tried to save him because Hill had helped workers fight for their rights, and he sang some pretty catchy songs. He wrote some pretty catchy songs. It seemed that many leaders of industry just wanted him out of the way. Others were sure he was a murderer. Joel Hagelund immigrated to the U.S. at the age of 23. He changed his name. That can make someone seem guilty. Then he started to go by the names of Joseph Hillstrom or Joe Hill. Hill got jobs doing manual labor around the country. He experienced firsthand the harsh conditions of working people, especially immigrants. As a way to protest and change unjust treatment, he joined the Industrial Workers of the World, Wobblies. Capitalists had no love for the IWW. The labor union was radical, tough, and sometimes violent. Okay, that means it would beat people up who went against their strikes, and there were some pretty crazy things that happened with the Wobblies. As a labor activist, Hill wrote songs, spoke, and organized laborers to band together and demand rights. His songs became famous. Workers and unions all over the world used them in their own struggles for higher wages and better working conditions. Hill in Utah. In 1913, Hill came to Utah and began working in Park City mines. He kept on organizing. In 1914, someone killed a store owner named John Morrison. The police arrested Hill and charged him with murder. The trial would be a mistrial today for several reasons, mainly because the prosecution didn't have enough evidence to convict him. However, the jury found him guilty. Oh man, guys, the story gets crazy because there's a bloody handprint in the snow. Joe Hill was shot that night, but they think it was because of another reason, not that he was involved in the robbery of the store and the shooting of the Morrisons, but because of another incident that he was shot. They think there was someone else that had a beef against the store owner, because John Morrison arrested him as a sheriff, and they think it was him who did it. The case caused international fervor. People all around the world suspected the mine owners were just trying to get rid of Hill. Countless people wrote letters asking that he be pardoned. Even President Woodrow Wilson tried to get him pardoned. Now, we're talking thousands of letters. If you go to the Utah State Archives, there are thousands of letters from across the world about the Joe Hill case. So you can really say the eyes are on Utah. But Governor William Spry would not pardon Hill. Don't mourn, organize. At his execution at the state penitentiary at Sugar House, Hill, which is now a park, Hill told his followers, don't mourn, organize. He asked them not to bury his body in Utah. whether or not he committed the crime, Joe Hill became a folk legend. Working people came to regard him as a martyr. He became like a symbol for their cause. And his songs and statements inspired later generations working for social and economic justice. I'm going to link a page underneath here. There's like a cartoon graphic novel about Joe Hill, and then also some of his songs. And there's actually a song that is written about him and about Joe Hill and about how he was falsely convicted. That Bruce Springsteen, who's like a famous singer, your parents or your grandparents might know who he is if you don't know who he is. But that is the story of Joe Hill. So was he guilty or was he innocent? Did they just frame him because he was a labor organizer? You'll have to decide. Now that you're done reading this, don't forget to go through and answer these questions, and then you hit send, and that's all you have to do for the assignment on Canvas. All right. Thank you, guys. Court adjourned.